Hello again, artists. Today is part 2 of our yarn weaving. Today we're actually going to start weaving our weft lines into your warp lines on your cardboard loom. So here you see a traditional bundle of yarn. At the store they call it a skein, S-K-E-I-N. And I have pre-cut the yarn for you so that you will have an easier way to use it. You'll be able to pick from an assortment of colors. So I have 3 colors here. I have my pouch sample I'm going to set to the side. You see my weaving here. Look, again, looking a little messy, but don't worry. If yours looks like this, you're in great shape. And I have my weaving loom that I set up last time. Oh, and also I have scissors if I need them, and this plastic needle called an embroidery needle, which will allow your yarn to fit through this thicker eye of the needle. Okay, so I'm going to take this yarn, which is in my hand, I'm going to unravel it, and I'm going to take one end, I'm going to push the yarn through the eye of the needle, and you're going to want to tie it. Okay, to tie it, I have one end, I'm wrapping behind the other end and through. Pull, taking this, wrapping behind and going through the hole. Pull. Okay, so now I'm ready to start my weaving. So what you're going to do is, if you notice, this paper strip is on top of my first warp line, so I'm going to go opposite, just like we did with paper weaving. So I'm going to actually start under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over. So I ended on over, opposite to this. Now I have to feed the yarn through, pull it gently through until you have almost the end. Oops, it's almost knotting up, which can happen. Just take your time, unravel it if that happens. It happens quite often when you start with the long pieces. And you want to just leave this end hanging down. Now this is very important. You're going to take your fingers and act like a comb. You're going to comb it down to your paper strip. Now I ended on over. Now since I have opposite number warp lines on this side, this is really going to work out to our advantage. So I ended on over. So how do you think I'm going to start when I flip it? I should be starting on under, which is what I will do. And if you look, I said I'm going to start on under. That's opposite to this paper strip because the paper strip is over. So I'm going to do that. Great. So I just wove through. I ended on under. So let's guess what we're going to start with after I feed this yarn through. I'm going to start with, so I ended on under. I'm going to go to over. Correct. So you just want to make sure you look at the last row. The beginning, it's going to be a little tricky. You'll get used to it. So last row started under, and I was correct. So I'm starting over, under, over, under, over, under. Pull it through. Don't pull too hard because then you'll end up pulling this off and have to start over again. Now, if these little extra pieces get in your way, don't worry. The white warp line, you can just tug it. Push it down. I ended on under. So I'm going to start opposite on over. Over, under. And you're going to do this, I end on over, until your yarn gets very short. So we will show what to do with that in the next video, but take your time. Remember, if you get tangled, just slowly pry it apart. Make sure you're checking. You can say it out loud, over, under, over, under. So I ended on over. I'm going to go under. Okay, so keep weaving and we'll check back soon.